Are you tired of finding yourself in the Book of Grudges? Are you weary of slogging your way through a 55 settlement dwarf tide? Are you exhausted with stronger factions hating you? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then this might be the cheese for you. Howdy y'all, this is Gaming Ramble, and today I'm going to talk about how to cheese diplomacy in Warhammer II Total War. So right now, I'm playing as the Tomb Kings, but what I'm about to show you can apply to any faction you want to play as. Well, what ended up happening is, I'll show you what I did wrong. So right now, the dwarves hate me. They're the #1 faction right now. Even after the greenskin update, the Dawi tide is still strong as ever, and I really don't feel like fighting the dwarves right now. And what I did wrong is when I was trying to take over Thegan's Errantry, I sort of had an alliance with them, so I was trying to antagonize them to attack me, and so I raided their lands a lot, and they must have had a trade agreement with the dwarves because the dwarves absolutely hated that. So I was like, how can I get out of this? And from there, I devised a couple schemes in order to cheese diplomacy. I'm about to show them off to you guys. Real quick, before I get into that and load a newer save to show you what I did, I just want to show you something neat about the Tomb Kings. Some of the heroes in the Tomb Kings have this trait called Trustworthy, which gives them public order, which is kind of nice, especially on legendary difficulty, and the diplomatic relations +5 with all factions, and that's pretty huge. I would definitely recommend farming this trait with all of your Tomb Princes, because I don't think they have many other good traits. And that'll give you a good +30 diplomatic relations with other factions, especially if some factions are on the fence with you, or once you get that great power penalty, it's really nice to have this. The problem is, the Tomb Kings are limited by how many heroes they can recruit from their tech tree, so you can only do this so many times, and it takes a long time to farm for a trade anyway. And a good 30-35 public order bonus isn't going to do a lot if someone just absolutely despises you. So I'm going to show you what I did when I load a newer save. See you then. Howdy y'all, this is Gaming Rambles again, and I just loaded a newer save 32 turns into the future. So obviously this took a little bit of time, but if you've got the time and you don't want to go to war with the stronger faction, then this is still the right move. The dwarves used to absolutely hate me, and now they're pretty chill with me. So I think we're at 25 right now. That's pretty awesome. So if you're looking at what they approve and what they disapprove, you can see that the biggest things on this list are raiding. And as time progresses, these numbers diminish. So the penalty I had for raiding Thegan's Errantry used to be way higher. And the raiding that I've done for Clan Morris has increased every single turn because I've just kept doing it. So now I'm going to show you where the magic happened. As the dwarf tide pushed south, my forces pushed east, and we sort of met down here. And this little province by Carrick Zorn kind of epitomizes everything that you need to do for this cheese. And I'll break it down for you in 3 easy steps. The first, biggest step, is you gotta besiege mutual enemy settlements. So right now, we're both at war with Carrick Zorn. We don't have an alliance of any kind, but we're both at war with Carrick Zorn. And the second step is you have to keep one army besieging the enemy settlement at all times. They have to stay there. And then the third requirement is to have at least one other army there raiding the whole time. Preferably 2 or 3. The Tomb Kings are uniquely suited for this because their army doesn't have any upkeep cost. So normally raiding is a kind of a waste of time for other armies because you're not making nearly as much money as you need to support your army by raiding. And gosh, gotta love these bugs, man. That makes me happy every time I see it. Sorry, totally lost my train of thought. So, the Tomb Kings are uniquely suited for this, but other factions will be good at this as well. Now, you have to stay besieging this settlement, because if you don't, then a whole bunch of things will happen. First, the rebel army may take over this settlement. So what happens when you besiege a settlement, as you can see right there, the public order starts to go down. It's going up because there's a rebel army right now. But if, say, you're just using this as a sack city, then in between turns, as soon as this rebel army spawns, they're just going to sweep in here and take over the city. And so that's a big problem. The second reason is a lot more pressing. There's another dwarf army here. If I were to remove this army, they don't want to go to war with us as much as we don't want to go to war with them. So if I sack this city and I remove this army from besieging this settlement, the dwarves are just going to swoop into this territory over the end turn, which is also bad for me because, one, I just can't raid here anymore, and two, now I'm trespassing on dwarf territory. And because I have 3 armies in this settlement area, I'm going to get a minus 30 diplomacy penalty for trespassing in this dwarf territory, which would not be cool. Now you're probably thinking, I mean, this is 32 turns into the future. You can't really besiege a settlement for 32 turns. So this is where the cheese comes in. You're probably thinking, Ramble, how have you been doing this? And I mean, the trick is, you just gotta break the siege, man. Once this timer right here starts to get low, just break the siege. Watch that little Sphinx scamper off. And you're like, oh wait, I changed my mind. I actually still want this city. We're coming back. We're coming back, baby. Wait, what? In the split second we were gone, they got resupplied, and now they can hold out for another 9 turns. It's pretty annoying if you're trying to get this timer down, but hopefully none of y'all are trying to do that. I mean, just getting siege attackers in your armies is the way to go. So this is pretty awesome if you're trying to do this specific diplomacy cheese. Now this settlement can hold out for another 9 turns, and I don't have to do anything. I can just keep raking in those diplomacy points. So hopefully this helped y'all out. Make sure your armies are besieging mutual enemies that y'all share. Make sure that army does not leave, and if they leave over in 1 turn, they have to come back within the same turn. And make sure you have at least 1 other army in there raiding the whole time to just rack up those diplomacy points. So, that's my cheese for you. I hope it helps out, and hope y'all stay out of the Book of Grudges. Good luck, y'all. Ramble out.